Hello again, it's Mr. Gormley. We are now looking at that you've drawn a shape and you want to know how can I 3D print this. So there are a couple changes that we've needed to make since we've gotten new printers. Some of these changes might already be on your computer. If they're not, if they are, fantastic. If they're not, then you're going to follow along and continue. So first, I've drawn my shape. It's complete and I want to do this. So I go to File up here. Come and hover over the print and you'll notice then I get this other menu right here. So I'm going to look and I want to send this to a 3D print service. So I click on that and what will happen is I want to check that I have the correct export file, which is an STL file. I have that. I'm good. I've got the right sizes that I wanted. So I click OK. What will then happen is you'll see that it will say save as type STL file, and I'm going to call it something that I can recognize. So we'll call it cube with hole. So I save that. And once I save that, what's going to happen is that this window is going to pop up. It's an internet window. We don't want it. It's not going to do anything for us. So we can just close out of it. So we come back and now that I'm done with Inventor, I'm going to close out of Inventor too. So now that I've saved it, you'll see if we haven't made any changes for our new 3D printers, you'll see that I have the Cura file. It's got a big blue C here and it says cube with hole. Well, to use our new 3D printers, we have to actually open it with a different file or a different program. So I right click and I click open with. So what will happen is it says Windows can't open this type of file. That's okay. We're going to try an app on this PC. Now you'll notice that the thing that we're looking for won't be here because we want to find Dremel. So we look for another app on the PC. And I go under the local disk C here, and I'm going to start to look for a file or a folder named Dremel Digilab 3D Slicer. So I double click on that, and I want the Dremel 3D Slicer. So I click that, and now it's going to ask, how do you want this file to, do you want to open this file? I want this, and I always want this app to open STL files from now on. So I click on this, I hit OK, and you'll notice it should turn to a green yellowy D then. Now I'm opening the correct file type, or the STL file in the correct folder, program. Now what might happen, it might take quite a while for this program to open. Remember, these programs that are creating this code for our 3D printer are very large and they take up a lot of energy for the computer. So one thing I need to note is that I should not have Inventor open. I should not have anything else really open. I have my internet, that's going to be okay. But I want to make sure I only have this big program open. And you'll see it looks just like Cura. It's the exact same thing. The one thing that we can do is when we want to go to Add Printer, this is going to come up for most of you right away. You want to make sure that we select 3D40 if you want to use the new printer. If you want to use the old little printers, we can come over to here to Ultimaker and go Ultimaker to go. So those are your two options. Either the 3D40 for Dremel Digilab or Ultimaker to go. But today I want to use the 3D40. They're quicker and they give us a better print. So I go Add Printer, and then it's going to ask, do we want to connect to it? No, I don't. I'm going to click Finish. And when I look at this, I want to make sure that I am printing this the correct way. Okay? So if I look at this, I've got a Lego, not just a single cube. And the problem is, though, is that if I print it this way, you'll see how we've got this red here. That means that it's going to need support. So I'm going to actually rotate it. So I click on my shape, I go rotate, I swivel this around. I want it to lay flat. And now you'll see that this should print much better because I don't really have much empty space there. So if I look, I'm going to just double check my size, and I am seeing that this is way too big for what I want. So I'm going to shrink it down, and that makes it look much more like a regular size Lego of 8 by 8 by 11.2. So this is how I go here. Now, I don't want support because I think I'm going to be okay, but I do want adhesion. I click prepare. Once I do that, I can see how long it's going to take and how much material it will use. It's going to take 9 minutes, and it will use 0.2 meters of material. I see that's okay. I click save to file, and then I'm going to save this, put my name on it, make sure it's still a G code, and then I'm going to save it with all the rest of it. And this should pop up saying it has been saved, good to go. Then you're going to send me the G code across Google Classroom. That's about it. That's how we get our new 3D printers working and using them with our G code. Good luck, guys. So it might take quite a while for you to open this up because it's a big program. We want to make sure that we don't have any extra files open, mainly Inventor. We don't want Inventor to be open, otherwise it will very much slow your computer down. So I've got my shape here, and as we rotate it, we notice that I don't just have a cube with a hole in it, I actually have a single Lego here. And the problem is, if I look here, I've got this red space here because what will happen is when it prints it up, there's going to be nothing there to really support. So I want to rotate this. I click rotate, swivel this around, and now you'll see, oh, it turned this yellow because it's not in the right spot. So I click on here, grab the green arrow, and I move it. Now it'll turn blue. We're good to go. Okay, the last thing is I look, if I'm making this, you'll notice this is huge. It's going to be a giant Lego. So I actually want to make this the size that it should be. And if we look at that, now we're in a better spot. And I have that. Now, with this, the way that it's situated, I won't need support. So I make sure I don't click on support here. I do want adhesion. I'm going to click prepare. Then you'll see how long it should take and how much material it should use. So it's going to take 9 minutes and 0.19 meters of material. Okay, so we're good with that. We click save to file. I'm then going to call that, put my name on this so that it is easy to find when we're looking for the file on the printer. Make sure we're saving it as G code and then click save. You'll see that now it says it has saved and we're good to go. Send this file to me on Google Classroom and we can print it out. Good luck, guys.